Assalamualaikum, everyone. Okay, calm down. Take a deep breath. Smile. I'm nervous. Okay, never mind. Okay, Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to the final round of Basic Medical Science Quiz. I am your madam, I'm Jamal, and I will be your moderator for this exciting afternoon. Okay? So just for everyone's information, Basic Medical Science Quiz was made compulsory to all Year 2 students. There are 3 rounds of Basic Medical Science Quiz. We have conducted round 1 and round 2 at the beginning of the year. And we have then chosen the 2 best group to be our finalists today. I will now invite the 2 groups to the stage. Please give a round of applause to groups Sigma and Alpha. Okay. All right. Okay. Wow. So excited. Okay, before we start, I'd like to introduce to you our judges for today. Madam Haslina will be in charge of anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. Madam Rahayu will be in charge of microbiology, pathology, and also pharmacology, while Dr. Lue will be judging on behalf of oral biology. And may I have your kind attention, please? I will now brief everyone on today's format. Okay? So there will be 3 rounds for today's final. Round 1 is a compulsory round. Each group will have to answer a question from each 7 subjects. As soon as the question is read, students will be given 1 minute to discuss. After the minute is finished, a representative from each group will write the answers on the respective whiteboard. Judges will then evaluate and give the respective marks. At the end of the round, the marks will be totaled up and will be announced to the group. Now, round 2 is an oral round, okay? Oral round. Groups can choose which subject they want to answer. After selecting a subject, the question will be projected on the screen. The group will then have 2 minutes to discuss the answers, and the representative will say their answers out loud. If the answer is wrong and incomplete, the opposing group has a chance to complete the answer and steal the marks. If the opposing team gets it wrong too, the marks will stay with the original group. Okay? We will play 2 sets of these, so each group has a chance to pick 2 subjects. And at the end of the round, the marks will be totaled up with round 1 and will be announced to the group. And then our last round, round 3, is a special round where each group will be given a task to complete. Marks will be given according to how well they are able to complete the task given. Okay? Everyone understand that? Great. Now we will start with round 1. Jeng, jeng, jeng. This is the first round. Each group will have to answer a question from each 7 subjects. I repeat again. I will open them in sequence, starting from anatomy and ending with oral biology. Once I've read the question, each group will have 1 minute to discuss the answer. Your 1 minute will be marked by a bell ring. So Zaid, could you please ring the bell? Okay, great. After the bell rings, a representative will write the answer on the whiteboard allocated. The judges will then mark accordingly. Okay? Everyone understand? Ready? Okay, the first question is from anatomy. All right, you're given a picture of neurons and neuroglia. The question is, identify A, B, and C. And the second question, state the function of C. All right, we move on. The second question now is from the subject physiology. This is an illustration of a spirometer recording showing respiratory excursions during normal breathing and during maximal inspiration and maximal expiration. Number 1, identify A and B. Number 2, state the value of expiratory reserve volume, ERV. And number 3, name the lung volume that cannot be measured using spirometer. All right, now the third question is from subject biochemistry. You've been given a figure, and this figure shows the different groups of carbohydrates. Your question, identify A, B, C, and D. Okay, done? All right, we move on to the fourth question from microbiology. In Malaysia, the H1N1 pandemic in 2009 has increased consciousness of the general people and medical personnel about influenza. In 2009, seroprevalence rate of seasonal H1N1 was 14.7% and of H3N2 was 21%. Your question, name the two proteins used to classify the virus pandemic in the paragraph above. Second question, influenza viruses are constantly evolving. State the two different ways the influenza viruses can change. Okay, the fifth question is from pathology. The figure shows clinical features and complications of primary lung cancer. Identify the clinical features A to D. Okay? All right. Okay. The sixth question now is from Pharmacology. Give 3 clinical uses of aspirin and its 2 side effects. Okay, the last question from Oral Biology. The figure shows a cross-section of a temporomandibular joint. Identify A, B, C, and D. All right, that is the end of the first round. Yay. How are you guys feeling? Siapa menang? Okay. Okay, we are now going to allow a few minutes for the judges to tally up the marks and for the participants to take a break. So to all the other students present here, you can also look at the questions and understand the type of questions, because this is basically the type of question that comes out for your professional examination. Okay, so these are the types. Make sure you understand the question, and it's more to your critical thinking skills. Okay, for pro. It's going to be much harder than ESE, of course. Okay. Okay, everyone. The results are in. And who's excited to hear the result? Oh, how sweet. Okay. So Group Alpha has a total of 51 marks, while Group Sigma has a total of 39 marks. Yay. Okay, please, okay. Support both the teams, okay? Both the teams. They're working really hard to be here. It's not easy to be sitting up here with all the tension feeling that you have, and at the same time you have to write down the answers. So a round of applause to both the teams. Okay, now this is the second round. In this round, each group will have the chance to choose the subject that they want to answer. After selecting a subject, the question will be projected on the screen. The group will have 2 minutes to discuss the answers, and a representative will say their answers out loud. If the answer is wrong and incomplete, the opposing group has a chance to complete the answers and steal the marks. If the opposing team gets it wrong too, the marks will stay at the original group. We will play 2 sets of these, so each group has a chance to pick 2 subjects, okay? Your 2 minutes will be marked by a bell ring. Okay. All right, after the bell rings, a representative will state the answer agreed upon on. The judges will then mark accordingly and comment. Okay, everyone understand? Ready? All right. We will now allow Group Alpha to go first. Group Alpha, please pick a subject. Wait, 1 second. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, pick a subject. Peto. All right. Okay, Group Alpha has chosen Physiology. And the question is, a patient with a bone marrow cancer caused polycythemia. Discuss about her blood pressure changes and its implication on glomerular filtration rate.
Polycythemia is a condition where there's excessive red blood cell production. So therefore, there's the blood flow in blood vessels will be reduced, and then the impact on the blood pressure is the blood pressure will increase due to high resistance in the blood vessel. Therefore, the glomerular filtration rate increase.
Can I open? I think it's still partially right. So can we open for the other groups to answer?
Lepas ni pilih yang mana antara anatomi dengan microbiology.
Our answer is polycythemia is concentrated in blood, so concentrated in red blood cell. So it will increase in viscosity of blood. So it's increase in the blood pressure due to the resistance. And then to reserve the plasma volume, so the glomerular filtration rate is decreased to balance.
Okay, so sigma, right? So sigma get the full marks, 10 marks. A big comments, when we are talking about polycythemia, it means that blood pressure, there is two determinants. One is the cardiac outputs, one is the TPR, total peripheral resistance. So once we are talking about total peripheral resistance, is involve the viscosity. Alright, so whatever that had been mentioned by Alpha just now is right, except for the GFR. Right.
Okay, now group sigma, please pick a subject. Microbiology. Ooh, okay, so group sigma has chosen microbiology. Okay, so influenza is an acute febrile respiratory viral illness that usually occurs in annual outbreaks of varying severity and occasionally occurs in worldwide epidemics. State 2 modes of transmission of influenza virus. And also, the other question, the figure shows the patient diagnosed with SSSS. Name the causative microorganism and state 2 virulence factor of the causative microorganism.